Welcome, everyone, to today's live stream. Episode number, I have no idea. Let me check. Episode number 13. Sorry about that, everyone. Of our Solasta Crown of the Magister gameplay series. I'm Commander Derval, and I want to thank you for coming along on our journey today. Yeah, YouTube's screen has changed for streaming, and it no longer shows the exact number for me because of character length and that sort of stuff. So I apologize for that, everyone. So, admin notes. There's a lot, so I'll try and get through some of it here without boring y'all too much. So, first is if you're not aware, on Thursday, was that the 11th? Yeah, Thursday, the Game Awards took place. If you're not aware what the Game Awards are, one, you should be. But two, if you're interested in the industry at all, the Game Awards are what you need to go see every year. It is the place where new games get announced. It is the place where existing games get awarded, and it is kind of a barometer for what's going to be coming forth in the next year as far as games go. And this year was um, exciting for me in several different ways. First, just to mention it because I have to. Claire Obscura Expedition 33 won the most awards out of any game ever in the history of the Game Awards. And that includes Baldur's Gate 3 after their performance in 2023. So I did not play that game on stream. I played it a little bit. It wasn't really for me. That doesn't mean I take anything away from the game. It just wasn't for me. The real time aspects of it and things like that, I just didn't like. But obviously, I give it all the respect for the awards that it won, and it was amazing to see it come through like that. However, for me, the Game Awards really featured three or four major things for me that are going to shape how the channel works, or and what the channel does in the upcoming years. The first thing is Warlock Dungeons and Dragons. Warlock is a new game put out um, by Wizards of the Coast's in-house studio, and they did their new game reveal of it in a trailer. There's not a whole lot to be learned about it yet at this point. We're gonna have to kind of wait and see. The trailer was amazing, and the music was stupid. It was stupidly good. Um, but I'm cautiously optimistic for what it's going to be. But again, don't know anything else really about it other than the trailer at this point. Like I say, it is by Invoke Studios, which is Wizards of the Coast in-house studio. So a lot of support there for the game. So I'll be anxious to see um, how it plays out. And if they have more music by Tool in it, I will be super excited about it. Um, the next is something that surprised me, and I guess I don't know why it surprised me. I should have, based on how video games have been playing reboots and sequels here over the past few years. But Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic was also released in a trailer. I played the original games, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and that sort of stuff. So I'll be really anxious to see what this is like and what it's about. I play action RPGs a bit, just not normally on stream as much, but you have seen me play action RPGs on stream. I mean, that's what Kingdom Come is. So that's what the Woken was. So it's kind of, uh, up in the air, and I'll wait and see what it's going to be like. But again, the trailer was amazing. So really looking forward to that. And then, of course, the thing that everyone wants me to mention is the new trailer, which included um, live action performances at the game for Divinity, which is Larian's new in-house, go back to their roots type of RPG. It's going to be based around Rivellon again, the same as the previous two, well, all of the previous Divinity games. And a lot of buzz, obviously, for what it's going to be about. We don't know a whole lot other than the trailer. We know a little bit based upon an interview with the devs that's saying you don't have to have played the previous Divinity games, but it will give you more continuity. We're fully expecting it to be turn-based, but there's still some discussion about, or some debate about that, I should say. And being Larian what it is, I think I read a quote from Lauren over at PC Gamer that says that the Divinity trailer is something like a summer festival public lizard orgy. So yeah, if you were tied into how adult um, the Baldur's Gate 3 game was, you're probably going to get some more of that based upon the trailer as seen at um, at the Game Awards. So we'll obviously be going through and taking a look at that. There are no dates for any of these things yet at this point, but we will be waiting to see how that goes. The next and last big thing that pertains to what we're playing today is we got a new trailer for Solasta 2, and it's um, yeah, it's a thing. So we got a cast reveal, which is great. I love voice acting casts and finding out who we have working. The uh, Dungeons and Dragons Warlock game is got Trisha Helfer from Battlestar Galactica fame as the voice of the main character. And here in the the cast reveal trailer for Solasta 2, we get two main things. First is the cast. Devorah Wild, who we should all know as the voice of Lae'zel from Baldur's Gate 3, is going to be voicing a main character. Amelia Tyler, who was the narrator for Baldur's Gate 3, is going to be in it as well as a Shadwin, as the voice of Shadwin in the game. Ben Starr, who was in Claire Obscure, and Devorah Wild, who was in Claire Obscure as well. Ben Starr is going to be playing one of the main characters as well. So the voice acting is going to be great. The devs even commented that in the first one they didn't have access to all of this high level talent when they did the first one, and now they do. So I'm really excited to see that. We also got the other major announcement about it, and that is the early access date. The launch date for early access for Solasta 2 is going to be March 12th of 2026. So we've been waiting to see when they were going to. We always knew there was going to be early access. They had mentioned it previously. We were waiting to see what that date was, and now we know. So we're going to be counting down to that date. There will obviously be early access streams here for that, just like there was for Baldur's Gate. And I expect to just continue on and roll into that full release as we learn more about that. But yeah, the Game Awards was a big deal for everybody. especially in the RPG side of things, both tabletop, turn-based, and action RPG, and I'm really looking forward to the coming year to see how things expand. So I think that's it for the admin notes. Sorry that took so long. So on our recap here, at the end of last week's episode, we had started making our way through the lava forest, and the lava forest is a pretty big exterior element to getting into the manor. And the manor is one of my favorite locations in all of Crown of the Magister. And we're going to jump into that today as we finish exploring and start working our way through that. So let's go ahead and jump back in here. So here we are in the lava forest. Like I say, you can see that the lava forest is a pretty large exterior area here. Oh yeah, that chest we're going to come back and get later. There's a quest board quest that goes along with that. So we don't want to deal with it now. We certainly could. But I don't feel like going through it right now. It's a fairly tough fight that you can't really get set up for either. So I'm going to leave that for now. And we're going to continue heading up this way here. So
freeze, Sorax. Time to show them who we are.
They haven't seen us yet. No need to rush.
It comes to the same thing in the end. Look, they've gone into that shed. It's pretty small for so many Sorax. Tunnel entrance, no reason to wait. They're gone.
What if they come out?
We'll kill them.
okay, so make our way into this tiny little area here. Okay, there's nothing over here. That's just dead ends. We have a long rest point, so if you are in need of a long rest, then now would be a good time to take it. We're gonna have, and let me think about that. Yeah, we have a long rest spot inside of here. What do I have as far as my smites go? Still have quite a few. So I think we'll be okay for now, so we're just gonna head in here.
The gem! We found it!
Where are the Sorax?
So it's obviously not going to be that easy.
What just happened?
A gem, right? Just like that.
Did you hear that? The sound of killing.
The Sorax.
That was fast.
You afraid?
Course not.
Okay, so a rather ominous introduction, and yes, we do have another long rest spot in here, but this, like I say, this section of the game is broken down into three things. It's the id, the ego, and the superego. So this is kind of like it. Well, it's not kind of like it is a different dimension that we've been transported to. But it's based around the mind. It's based around a mental type of dimension, and as such, it gives you a much different feel and much different interaction to the outsides and cave-like things that we've seen previously. So I really do enjoy this. So let's go ahead and hop down here, and you can see that we're getting our first look at some of the aftermath.
Now, my friend, it's time for a little chat.
I'll give you nothing. Sortar will protect me from your torture.
He isn't here, Two-Face, but I am.
This place will be your death, too. It is cursed. Its magic is twisted.
And I forgot to buff Rudi for this.
This place is cursed?
Don't you have eyes? Didn't you see the fate of my brethren?
Won't lose sleep over it. What's cursed?
This very place! Everything seemed peaceful, and then... magic came out of nowhere, targeting us.
And how is that a curse?
Because I know we will all die here. It said so!
Who said what?
The voice! It said we would all die. After each death, it said it again.
Disturbing claims. Sure, all these dead Sorax and no trace of what killed them.
They could have taken their dead just like the Sorax do.
And what do we do with our friend here?
He's a Sorak pawn. There's only one thing to do. And yet, we have laws. He's too dangerous. Who are we to call ourselves judges and executioners? Servants of the gods.
Protectors of Solasta.
Blessed be his name.
Okay, well that saves us the trouble of having to figure out what to do with him. So let's continue on here. And we run up against a gate. Now there's nothing that we can do with this gate, but you do see there are two symbols.
You insignificant beings. You are not worthy to enter.
Okay, so there are two oh, and I don't have any. Let's take a short rest. And we need to do some attunements. We don't have to do them right this second, I guess. We'll do them a little later. We are going to have to change to our poison resistance rings, so chat, remind me to do that, because I'm absolutely going to forget. So try and help me out with that. So we have a gate that we can't open, but there are two sides, or two symbols, one on each side. We're gonna head to the north first, because we're going to take a long rest after we finish up here. And up here on this side, this is what happens. The whole map grays out so that you can't see hardly anything. And there are a couple ways to find out how you're working or where you're going, but the map is the best way to go about it. So here, click down here.
Let's stick together. This cave is dark and full of terrors.
Okay, and we're gonna put everybody in cautious mode. And we're going to take Rudi out here, and we're going to kind of look, and there are two different ways. You can go up, or you can continue this way. We're going to go up. Okay, and I'm going to kind of keep my finger on the pause button here. Okay. And that's why. We have a pilgrim here. We have another pilgrim up here. And Rudi can get around behind them. Okay. So what we're going to do is kind of make our way a little bit closer here. We're going to make our way up here and kind of get set up for this. And sorry, that was M I moved up there. Rudi. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start this off here. Okay. Rolled horrible with M.
Fortune is fickle.
Right. That went well. Wow. Oh, look at that. We got a hit. What do you know? Novel concept. If I'd have landed more there, I might have been able to kill that pilgrim. Yeah, if either one of those two hits would have landed, that pilgrim would have been dead.
Stay with us.
Alright, so let's focus this pilgrim again.
Not bad, eh?
Okay, so that worked out. See if we can get a kill here. Perfect. And now we should be able to get a kill on the phase spider here.
Well done.
So it wasn't a great start. To this. But let's continue making our way through here. Let's see, we have a way to go over here. Okay, and there's a pathway underneath here that we're going to go, and let's go ahead and take M through. Okay, and again, we're going to be turning to the right here. There is another way to go up here, but there's not a whole lot we can do with it yet. We'll be coming back and going up that way here in a little bit. And I'm making my way into this room here. You can see some stalactites hanging around, so probably another point of ambush. Kind of making my way up slowly. Come on, get out of there. All right. Okay, so we have a zealot here. We have some spectral spiders, phase spiders. That's not all that's in here either. So, no, I'm not entirely sure. Never tried to fight in this room. Kind of interesting. I don't know if I even can do that. Let's take M out here again. Okay. because I think, well, they can burrow. So
Looks like you did that all your life.
I think that was probably a bad idea, but we'll see. Okay, so they're not able to get right next to me here. We'll see what happens with the Zealot. I'm fully expecting the Zealot to burrow.
Curses. My fault.
That's going to trigger another reaction.
I trained hard for this.
So let's see what the Zealot does. Okay. Well, I know what the Zealot's doing, and I'll take that. The Zealot's going around the long way. The Zealot's coming around over here. So he's going to move all the way around. Yeah, you can see the pathway that he's going to take. So it's going to take him a few turns to get here. So let's put Rudi on cleanup duty here. Or M on cleanup duty here. But first... get some placement here.
No quarter given.
Okay. Gonna get Sharon off the ground. This spider's gonna teleport in here and probably start having a bad day. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay.
Solasta Evo.
One foe down.
I really like readying actions. That was a great addition in the unfinished business mod. This one's going to get destroyed. Okay, and now just the zealot. And we placed... did he stop just in time? He did. We placed the darkness here. We're gonna move it. To be here. That's gonna blind the zealot. Flurry of blows. We're gonna activate Stunning Strike. I know I'm blinded. That's my blindness. Why am I at disadvantage? I am at disadvantage. Why? It says I'm blinded. Nothing else has changed. I wonder if something broke in the unfinished business update that I did. Well, this is going to be bad. Oh, well, now I'm back to normal. Now I'm not... Well, because it's stunned. So that's offsetting. Blindness. Okay, well, I've got advantage here. That's
Nice
weird.
little warm-up.
I don't know why that's happening.
Viribe.
Solasta Evo.
Can't reach it, but I can get there with the cantrip.
Arcana Evo. Balmis.
I do not know why I was actually blinded there. That's a little strange.
You don't mind being on your knees, do you?
Okay, and as far as the rest of this goes up here, I don't think that there's anything else we have to deal with. So let's head over here. We'll step on this tile. That's going to activate one of the runes beside the door.
Do you remember where we came from? Because I don't.
Okay, so we got a couple things we want to look at. We want to look at this. And we want to look at what's over here. So...
Dive in the dirt, now!
Now let me see if This will work. Yeah, it won't. There's something very strange about being in this location where flight doesn't seem to really be working. Some of the pathfinding is very, very strange. So, let's do this the old-fashioned way. Okay, so couple of scrolls, jade pendant. You can just something to sell. Okay, and some more rations, which is good. I need more rations. Okay, and that's gonna be the way out.
Undignified, but necessary.
And now let's head back over to the other side in the dark here. I think there's one more that we need to look at over here. Yes, and I think we get to it from back here. No, we don't. It's here.
Kneel now.
So M can pathfind to
Rise
it.
later.
And a magnificent crossbow. And some more rations. So, head back out here and we'll identify that. Hey, Bill Kill, welcome. Good to see ya. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. So, let's take a look at our inventory there. And ID the crossbow.
Arcana Evo.
Probably just a +1. Oh, it's +2. Nice. So it's a light crossbow. +2. He's got the heavy. So I guess I'll give it to him just for the plus to hit. But we're also going to have to redo his weapon mastery. If that's the case. So this reduces its speed by 10 feet. Okay. And now we are done down here on the north side. So let's fast travel back.
I laugh at the emptiness of your actions.
And before we head south, here into the unknown, we have got to go back here and take a long rest. This is going to be an extended fight, and depending upon how
Clearly
the
you
third
have
round
trained well.
goes, I may have to pull out all the stops for this, because up to this point, yeah, Bill Carl, sir, I was in the middle of talking. Yeah, I will be streaming the DLCs. I'm going to move directly into the next one here that I can move into here, but then I'll have to start a new party and start over for the second DLC. But yes, I will be moving directly into the Valley of Ice DLC after this. Okay, so here we want to do some reattunements. Okay, we're going to remove that. And we're going to put on the Ring of Poison Resistance. He's got that. Him also has it. And so does she. That's good. Okay. So let's head to the north, or to the south, and this is going to run us into something called the arena. Okay, and the arena's through here. Scroll of Sleep. Okay. And now here. Now I'm definitely going to drop a save down here. Okay, this opens up the arena. Okay, and very similar to the other gate, we have a new gate here, and this has 4 icons next to it. And the way this works here is that this is an enclosed room. Okay, you can't get up on the sides up here. You can get up to this little area here. You normally don't want to, though. But you can get to these little side areas if you want. But yeah, you can't get up here on top. So you're kind of limited to these things if you want to do that. I normally don't. And I'm thinking, you know, I haven't tried it that way. I'm kind of looking at it and I'm like, if I move here, then I'm really only able to be attacked from 2 sides. Can everybody just climb up there if they can?
Okay, you're tough.
It's interesting. Can Sharon fly higher up here? Can. Oh no, this might be interesting. So, how many blessings of the Queen, Raven Queen? He's got 4. I'm kind of making up new stuff as I go here. I didn't do it this way in my personal playthrough. I'm not sure that I really should do it this way, but how about we try out the first one and see how it goes? So... Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to. Yeah, I won't be able to because I have to be standing. Everybody has to be standing inside of this. That's right. So let's maneuver everybody where they need to be here. Yeah. Everybody has to be there for the pedestal to activate. I guess the question is, if I move somebody out of there, yeah. They all have to be in there for the pedestal to be triggerable. So, we're going to put everybody in cautious mode. Okay. And... I'm going to trigger the pedestal and I'm going to hit pause. Okay. Because we had some enemies that spawned in. Alright, some dire wolves, goblin cutthroat, a goblin shaman, another goblin cutthroat, and they're all on that side from me. Okay. So I'm going to cast malediction. I'm going after the goblin shaman here. And this should get me a surprise round. Okay, it didn't. But we want to focus the goblin shaman here. Perfect. That's exactly what we needed.
Perhaps if you tried to be loud instead.
Doesn't really matter who I go after with the rest of them. They're all melee based. AM is definitely going to bring up darkness. Is that the... I cast it on the wrong one.
Damn it.
This one's going to come in and trigger his reaction. I should have cast malediction there. So let's see if we can take out the dire wolf here. I'm gonna save my action economy as much as I can here. So yeah, so Bill, the darkness spell here is not originally in the game, I don't think. But even if it was, what I've done, and that's why I say I don't think it was originally in the game, because it says everybody's blinded. Right? As soon as you cast it, everyone gets the blinded by darkness condition. I don't really have the blinded by darkness condition though. All of my characters, and I can't see it here, but my monk is a Way of the Shadow monk, which means that I have the ability to see in my own darkness. I can use a key point to cast darkness. Okay? And inside that darkness, as a Way of the Shadow monk, I can see. I can't see in somebody else's darkness spell, but I can see inside my own. Now that darkness spell works just like darkness for everybody else, and you'll see, but everybody else has at least 4 levels of Warlock, which means that they have been able to take an invocation, and they've taken the Devil's Sight invocation that allows them all to see in magical darkness. So it says that I'm blinded by darkness, but I'm not really, because everybody has an ability that allows them to see inside of that darkness. But yet it gives all of my enemies, see, I have advantage on this because the direwolf is blinded. Even though I've got the symbol for being blinded, I'm not really blinded here. And that's why I think the darkness spell wasn't originally in the game, because it's not really coded correctly in the unfinished business mod. It should be knowing that I have an ability that counteracts darkness, so it shouldn't be saying that I'm blinded, but it does. Okay, and if I look at, you can see I have Warlock 4. So if I go look at my invocations, I have Devil's Sight. So I can see in magical and non-magical darkness. Okay, so that's where it's from. Yeah, that's true. That is the other good point. You couldn't multi-class in it, but I don't know if you were pure Warlock and you took Devil's Sight, if darkness was even magical darkness, that spell was even in the game. I don't really know. But yes, the unfinished, if you were watching at the very start during the opening screen, there was an icon at the top left. It's the unfinished business mod, which everyone really, if you're playing this game now, you need to be playing with it. It adds so much to the game that you really want to be using it. Let's see if I can get him. I can.
Solasta evil. Too slow.
Because you couldn't ready attacks in the game either, I don't believe. This is much more faithful to tabletop. And I'm a huge, tabletop geek, so...
Solasta evil. Mummies. Ha! That must have hurt.
Okay, now I'm going to immediately pause. Because I don't want time to go to waste here. I want to be able to trigger the next fight while I still have darkness here, so I don't have to refresh it. So I'm gonna have my bard activate the pillar again. And I'm immediately gonna pause. Now we have some gas, Spectral Avenger, Skeletal Knight, Skeletal Sorcerer, so we really need to focus the Skeletal Sorcerer here. Gonna pass on Uncanny Metabolism, don't need it right this second. That was very weird. Okay, that spell didn't take. So, yeah. So, yeah, that was a horrible roll on initiative. Oh, it was. Okay, well, yeah, the ready action is super useful, both in tabletop and in this game. So yeah, that was a horrible initiative roll. Okay, well, I need to cause some damage here. Oh, crit. It's resistant. It's only half damage, but I need to cause some damage here. Okay, now here's where I hope I get a kill. Yes.
Touché.
By far the most dangerous enemy on the field. The Ghast and the Ghoul I have to watch out for because of the paralyzing attack from the Ghoul, but it should be alright here. So, and now Malediction's obviously still up, so let's move here. Cast it on the Ghast. No, let's not. Let's move here. Is that still in darkness? Yes. We'll cast it on the Ghoul here. And then we'll ready an attack. This Ghoul should move in here. It might have to dash to get there though. This one's going to move right at Rudi, and that should hopefully trigger. There's the ready action. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Now the gas is going to move in. We'll see who gets immune to the stench. Oh yeah, Bill. I mean, it's a great game, and yeah, the DLC's added a whole lot to it. But yeah, it's one of those things where if you aren't playing with the unfinished business mod, you're losing so much from an enjoyment perspective that I really recommend you install it if you haven't. I'm gonna pass on this. Okay. So he was poisoned by the stench. So let's activate Flurry of Blows here. Get rid of the ghast first if we can. Should be able to.
Wait till the next one.
Okay. Now we'll focus the Avenger. Okay, now I'm going to have disadvantage on this. Unless I move. Let's... Because this is too close. Yeah, I won't have advantage on this. So let's move one more tile this way. Now I should have advantage. Yes, I do. Okay, perfect.
You like it?
Now my paladin can focus on the last ghoul here. Outstanding. Oh boy, a 3 and a 4. Not great. Yeah, Bill, I talked about it in the admin notes at the start of the video. Really anxious to see what it's going to be like. I'm not going to waste another key point here. He's vulnerable to this damage. Okay. So we're going to pause again. Let's get ourselves set up here. Let's have our bard trigger the column again. Oh, I couldn't get it in time. Okay, now here I'm going to take... No, actually I'm not. I've got 10, I think, key points left. I'll need it for the next round. So we'll pass. I rolled perfectly on this. So the ones I need to focus here are the Orc Shaman. So that's where all of this is going to head first. The rest of them are melee based. There's some pretty powerful melee characters here. But I need to get rid of the AoE spellcaster here.
Solasta Evo.
Horrible rolls. Am I in darkness there? I am. Okay, so we're going to trigger Flurry of Blows. We're going to activate Stunning Strike and see if we can stun the Winter Wolf. Nope. Well, let's just deal the damage here. There's a crit.
Telling blow.
Okay, now we'll move back. It won't trigger an attack of opportunity because he can't see me in the darkness. Okay, now me, I definitely need to get rid of the shaman here.
Arcana Vivo Malmis. Lucky?
2 hit points left. Okay, so I can reach the shaman with a melee attack, but I can't get back into darkness if I do that. So, can I step out of darkness here? Yes. And change to my crossbow. Projectiles blocked, okay. I must have to step out one more.
Death claims you.
Okay. Might as well get some more damage on somebody. I'm not worried about the archers. Am I back in darkness? Yes. Okay. Need to move Sharon back. But everybody is at disadvantage. The orc archers are just going to come running in for melee attacks because they won't be able to shoot. I'll take the free damage.
One less enemy.
Okay. Thank you for moving in there and then trying to move away. Okay, he doesn't have disadvantage there. Okay, so now what am I surrounded by? 1, 2, 3 enemies. So the Grimblade, the Chieftain, and the Berserker. Let's go after the Chieftain here. Focus him down. Oh, that was dumb. That was Sharon. I thought it was my bard. This is always the tricky part. Is getting someone to move up. There we go. Yeah, that was... So, Stunning Strike is still on, so let's see if we can stun... the Grimblade. Perfect. Love it. Get the Winter Wolf out of the way.
You didn't get me.
And now we'll focus the Chieftain again. Okay, and now my bard comes up, so we'll focus the Chieftain. We're gonna throw a flourish. Slashing Flourish because I'm surrounded by so many enemies. Spread some of that damage around. Swap back to Sword and Board. Outstanding.
Well struck.
So I need to clear out the enemies that are causing me disadvantage. So I'm being flanked here between these two, and I'm being flanked with M between here and here. So I need to clear out the Berserker. That'll get rid of all the flanking opportunities.
Well struck.
Flurry of Blows. I don't think we need... Okay, Stunning Strike's not on anyway. Let's get rid of the Berserker. Okay, so that should clear up any flanking opportunities. So now we'll work on the zombie. Actually, let's not. Let's focus the Grimblade. He's the bigger threat.
Well done.
Okay, my Bard will hit the Grimblade as well. And yes, we'll Slashing Flourish here.
A modest success.
And target the Grimblade. Perfect. I'm gonna move back here so I can avoid being flanked. Yeah, I can do that. Not sure why the ogre there didn't have disadvantage on that attack. So let's move Sharon back one more tile.
Solasta Evo! Zombies! Got ya!
Okay, we'll Flurry of Blows. Let's focus on this ogre here.
You'll die like the rest.
Nice crit. Okay. And we will get the last bit of damage here. Move my Bard up. I don't need to flourish here.
A palpable hit. You have them now.
Okay. Now, where am I? Okay. Let's see. Okay. But we need key points. So we're going to take a short rest here. And yeah, I want to remove this and add in the ring of fire resistance. For this. Okay, so here. Here. Move him back in here. Cast darkness before we start. Okay. Didn't get it in time. Don't need that. I could have used that instead of taking the short rest, but all it's going to do is cost me the bonus action casting recasting malediction. So the big damage dealers here, or the big problems, the Crimson Spider can paralyze you, and the Fire Osprey can light you on fire, which is persistent damage over 10 turns. And he's got an AoE fire attack, which is kind of stupid. So we need to worry about both of them. I'm going to try and stun the Crimson Spider. So I don't know if that's still in darkness or not. Sure looks like it. It is. We'll try and stun the Zealot first. Outstanding. We'll just get the rest of the damage out here from him. Not too worried about the Zealot, but if I can stun it, takes an enemy off the field. And then I'll move Rudi back. I want to move Rudi back one more tile. The Crimson Spider comes in, I want him going after Rudi or me with the higher armor class. Okay, so we're gonna start getting some damage on the Fire Osprey here, I think. We're dealing as much range damage as we can here.
I trained hard for this.
Okay, and then we'll move back into the darkness. Not worried about the phase spiders. It'd be great if I could get a crit here. Oh. Well, I got Curse of Time. So half my proficiency bonus rounded up. My proficiency bonus is 4. So at the start of his turn, he's going to take 2 damage, which is going to kill the Fire Osprey. There it goes.
I'm coming.
Outstanding. Okay, so here... I'm thinking. Okay, let's use addiction here. Can I get out there and back? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 3, so yes, I can get out there and back.
Nice move.
Okay, not worried about the phase spider. Especially going after a 23 armor class. Now you go after Rudi, yes. Okay, so I need to defend here because roll an 18. Perfect. Outstanding. Alright, we will see if we can stun the... Crimson Spider next time. Try it right here. Give me a stun.
Wait till the next one.
No, roll a 16. To be fair, it's a little less than a 50-50 shot anyway. I think the Crimson Spider has a +8. Yeah. He's got a +8 to his stunning strike and to resist it. I have a DC 17, so I guess it's a little bit more than 50% chance of it being able to hit, but just slightly.
No quarter given.
Now we definitely want Rudi to move back 1, or M to move back 1. Now, I really need to focus on the Crimson Spider. I don't want to leave that open though, so let's drop damage here. We'll do a defensive flourish. And we'll move back. Ooh. Okay, so we're gonna go after the... I need to cause more damage on the Crimson Spider. Am I at disadvantage here? Yes. So let's move one more tile here. That was, I had left shift.
Solasta evil.
Well done.
Okay, that's a kill. Curse of Time is active. So with 1 hit point left, it's gonna die next turn. hurt. Okay, so he'll use his deflect. And we'll return that, sure. It's going to remove the rest of his turn. Not worried about the Crimson Spider anymore. But I can't get attacks on any. Well, yes, I can. Pass, don't need the smites. Oh, okay. Maybe I did need the smites. Why? Did he get an attack of opportunity there? Are we still in the darkness?
Another one bites the dust.
Okay. Doubt we're going to be able to stun Minotaur, but we can try. What do you know? Yeah, rolled a 16 against a DC of 17, so let's get rid of the flanking opportunity here, so go after the phase spider.
Well struck.
Okay, good.
Again.
Actually, we'll move here. So my bard. We'll get a slashing flourish here. Target the Drake.
Solasta Evo. Armies. You like it?
6, that's not enough for Curse of Time to kill. Okay, he's stunned still. I would like to get rid of the Tiger Drake, actually. Oh, rolled a 2, of course.
Bravo!
Good job.
Victory is yours.
I can say, not too worried about the single attack from a phase spider. One more flurry of blows should end this.
More coming your way.
Oh, rolled a nat 1.
Well struck.
Solasta Evo.
Outstanding. So 4 fights. That opens up this additional chest over here. Okay. So you cannot leave this room. Once you came in, this door came up, so you're stuck in this room. All you can really do is take short rests. You can't take a long rest in here. So kind of prep yourself up, make sure you're in a position that's advantageous to you, and do your best to take all 4 fights. So the first chest here has a shield +1 and a primed heavy crossbow, which we will probably end up using on Rudi once we get back to Kerkilfan and craft the crossbow we want. And then the second chest here has a wooden necklace. So the Cog of Ko gives me a charisma +2, which is what I like. He's got a shield +1 already. But yeah, that other shield +1 isn't going to do me any good. This one. So let's identify necklace. And it's a necklace of focus. So I think we've already got one of those, don't we? Oh, we don't. Confuse it with my personal playthrough. So the Necklace of Focus grants +1 AC and increases max key points by half of your proficiency bonus rounded up. Okay. So it's a great monk item. The Brace of the Stunning Strike I'm definitely going to keep. I guess I can get rid of the cloak. I could put the cloak here. Because we definitely want to use this on our monk. So we'll take another short rest here real quick, and we will attune to this. Okay, and let's, while we're here, cast Eldritch Sight. Make sure that we don't have anything else that's glowing, so we can identify this. Insure +2. So this is AC set to 16 and +1 to AC. So it's still +2 max dex, so it's the exact same. Oh no, it's not. AC set to 15, that includes the +2. So the half plate of sturdiness is better. We're going to reattune to that. Could put the other ring here. Up his armor class even more, I guess. Instead of the cloak. Okay, let's see if there's anything else that we haven't identified. Doesn't look like it. This is just a straight +1. And these are the gauntlets. Doesn't have it. Doesn't have anything in the gauntlet slot. Oh, yeah. Sorry, this is a weapon. Yeah, the monk weapon. And I've got +2 on the quarterstaff. Yeah, that's why. Okay, nothing else there. Okay, so I think that's it. One thing I want to do here is, whoops. Look at, jeez. I want to see if I have a scroll of silence here anywhere. Silence is level 2, I believe. I don't think anybody can cast it. I'll look here in a second. I do. Okay, perfect. I didn't have one in my personal playthrough, but I've got one here. And that's going to unlock this door. Okay. Now to get out of the arena, you have to go back around this way. You can't get out because it didn't open the door back up. So you have to make your way around here. And then you can open this door from the backside.
Think you're smart? Go ahead, fools.
Okay, so inside of this door, we're going to be moving into the next area of this, and this is going to take us into another pretty good fight. Now, I don't think I need to take a long rest here for this. But we are going to take a couple of minute break here. We're right a little bit past the halfway point. So we're going to take a mini break here, give everybody a chance to stretch your legs, get something to drink, use the facilities if you want to, and we will be back here in just a little bit. And welcome back, everybody. Hope that gave you a little chance to get up and refresh yourselves a little bit. So, this room here is, like I said, there are 3 regions here. The id, the ego, and the superego. This room here is the end fight of the id. And I normally try and propagate this fight as far back here as I possibly can. And have my frontline 22 and 23 armor class people in here, and I need to do a short rest and reattune. Wait a minute. No, hold on. Because somebody isn't wearing one of these. Oh no, she is. Okay. Let's take a short rest. Do some attunements. Okay, so we're going to remove the Ring of Protection and add in the Sigil Ring of Abjuration. The same thing, just gives me the ability to cast Dispel Magic. So Rudi, we're going to add in the Ring of Protection. Everything here, we want to remove the cloak. We're going to add in the Necklace of Focus. And here, we're going to remove the Ring of Fire Protection and add in Poison Resistance. Okay, so now everybody should be at 23 and 24 armor classes. Is really, really nice. Where are we as far as XP? Okay, so we need another 10. Okay, so yeah, another 72 to get to 11. Okay, so Sharon. And we're going to put everybody into cautious mode, and we're going to take M in here. You want to go in here with your stealthiest character. And I'll show you what we're going to be doing once this starts. Actually, this is a good question. I don't know if this is going to... Let's drop a save, because we haven't saved in a while.
Those statues look weird.
Perhaps, but those chests look mighty real to me. But are we entitled to it? What do you mean? So far, we haven't met a living soul in this labyrinth.
And your point?
That we would be stealing from the owner.
Nah, spoils of war.
But we want his help, remember? Stealing makes a bad impression, usually. Can we just take a peek first? We don't have to take anything. Just a look, right?
Ignoring the fact that we have been stealing this entire time from all the previous chests. Okay, so this is an obvious trap here, right? Anybody who's played any type of D&D should know that this is an obvious trap. 2 things about this room. First, you are not going to be locked into this room. You'll be able to retreat out of this room if you would like. That's why I'm going to have this fight all the way back here. 1, gives me a slightly smaller choke point here, where the elementals can't move around. The ones that can fly will be able to, but the others won't be able to. because there's only a one tile wide gap here. Second, it allows me a longer time to get ranged attacks in. And I might be able to throw an AoE or two down here to hamper their progress. So we'll see, because I don't know honestly what spell or what scrolls I have and what I've taken during this time, so we'll look at it here in a second. But coming here, the other thing about this room is that you do not want to fight in this room. These platforms here, you can get knocked off of these platforms. One of the enemies that you're going to encounter in here loves to do that. So you do not want to fight inside this room. You just don't. You're going to get knocked off and your party member is going to die. So we're not going to do that. We're going to come in here with our stealthiest character and we're going to put them in cautious mode. Okay. Now you can see that we have 4 earth elementals. Earth elementals cannot move very fast, and even though it looks like they're floating, they can't fly. And then you have 2 air elementals. Okay, one of them is looking toward us. Everybody else is looking away. So we're going to bring M straight back out here. And we're going to get him back here as far as we can. Change to his +1 arrows. Actually, poison's not going to work. Acid damage might work. So let's do that instead. Okay, and we're going to change to our longbow. Now, our longbow has an extraordinarily long range here. So we're going to move M back until we can just barely hit this first one. Okay, so there we can't. There we can. And we missed. Okay. So, yeah, he resisted. He resisted the piercing damage. Yeah, what I thought. The elementals are going to be resistant to that, but not the acid damage. That's why I wanted to change to an elemental type of arrow. So now we're going to move M back here and let them come to us. Now, for myself, let me look and see. Spirit Guardians is going to be useful during this fight. I'm going to cast it once they get closer. I don't think I have any AoE spells. Or area denial. Oh, she can cast silence. Okay, so I did take silence on my bard. I wasn't sure if I did. So I can cast silence here with my bard. But I've got a backup with the scroll on my warlock, which is good. So yeah, I don't have any area denials here. I'm just checking to make sure. Yeah, I don't. Okay, so we're going to ready a cantrip attack here. I'm pretty sure Rudi doesn't have any area denial stuff. Yeah, doesn't. Okay, so we're gonna ready. I don't think I have any ranged cantrips. I don't. Might as well just wait. Now, Sharon does. So... I'm just looking. Because she, I know, has Hunger of Hadar. So we're definitely going to throw this out there. She's going to not have Malediction. This is a concentration spell. So she also... Yeah, she has Snillix as well. And I'm going to remember Agonazar's as well here. Because that's not... Neither one of these are concentration. So yeah, let's throw out the Hunger of Hadar here. And I'd like to be able to get it a bit out here. Ooh, I can go quite a ways before she has to move. Jeez. I can cast this thing way out here. I like it. Okay. Well, we'll throw it all the way down here then. That will allow me to get ranged attacks on anything that comes out the other side of it and still deal really good amount of damage all the way down here. I like that. Now the air elementals move a lot. But the earth elementals do not. There we go. Oh, we moved back into it. Well, thank you. Okay. So we are now going to bring back up. I'm gonna move Rudi back, or M back. I'm gonna drop my darkness. Should put everybody in darkness here. For myself, we're gonna get Malediction out. Let's try and get them both knocked back into the Hunger of Hadar. So that one's definitely in it now. So it's going to take damage at the start of its turn. We're going to ready up an attack here. Let's get Malediction on this one. This is the first one coming in. Yes.
I really thought Never mind.
Okay, now we don't have malediction anymore. We're maintaining concentration here. We'll quicken this. Still procced Curse of Time, though. Actually, hold on. Okay.
Damn.
Nice. Okay, so let's move up here and start dealing damage against the other air elemental. We're gonna try and stun it. Roll low. Yeah, there we go. I think I can move out here. I think this is in darkness too. It is. We'll throw the rest of the damage against the earth elemental, since the air is stunned.
Take that.
Okay, and then we'll move back. I don't think we need to flourish here. Oh,
get you yet.
There's the miss. That's not going to be great. I need to move back. So I don't have disadvantage on this. I don't need to quicken that.
Solasta Evo! Marvelous! Too slow.
Good luck with disadvantage. Still stunned on the air elemental, that's good. You can see the others can't get in there. And that's why you fight back here, is because they're two wide enemies and they can't move past each other. The collision doesn't allow them. Now the air elementals can fly, so they can fly up over and get behind me. But once they're locked in up front, they don't. The earth elementals, though, can't path through each other. So if I can plug up this hole here, that allows me to do it. Otherwise, what they'll do is they'll come in here, here, and here on each side. And if I'm standing here and here, they can pass through me. So it's harder to plug up that hole, and allows 3 elementals at a time to get attacks on you, as opposed as here it's only 2. So this one, let's just proc flurry of blows first. We'll go offhand. The air elemental still stunned? Yes. Okay, let's go offhand.
You have them now.
One more. Okay. Let's see if we can stunning strike this one. Nope. We'll get the rest of our damage here, though. What was that? Alright, now you're going to get an attack of opportunity. And you can't get... Okay. I think I know what happened. I really should learn to... I should just not do it ever. When you're clicking on an enemy, especially one that moves like this, sometimes you can be clicked in a certain spot, and you click on it. When they move, they'll move up. Their hitbox will move with it, and you'll click past them. Just like in that spot there. So I think that's what happened.
Well done.
But Rudi does have a deflect. He's going to get 2 people, or 3 people attacking him, though. Because all these elementals, both of them are going to come. One here, and this one here. And then as soon as I leave, I'm going to get 2 more attacks of opportunity. So Rudi's going to take, or M's going to take some damage here. There's just no way around it.
Next time.
Solasta Evo. Rise! Ha! That must have hurt.
Well,
Okay, so here we go. Yep, there's the first one. Now I don't have any deflects left. Yep. Here we go. Oh, he moved into the wrong spot. Gee. And I lost concentration. Let's use Blessing of the Raven Queen and move back here. That's not going to trigger an attack of opportunity. And we'll get our darkness back up. Yep. I paid for it, but it is what it is. And let's see if we can get rid of the air elemental here.
Viribe!
A modest success.
Perfect.
Solasta, Ruto, Veribe.
Good kill,
Kill
as they
him.
say.
And they're going to be taking continuous damage while they're sitting there.
You'll die like the rest. I won't
Two
miss
misses.
next time.
Let's not expose myself to any more damage here.
Well struck.
Alright, one left.
Solasta, Evo.
So 20 would have been a pretty good roll against, but not against somebody that's got a 22 armor class. I don't care about stunning strike anymore.
Damn!
Wow. Oh, I'm not rolling with advantage. That's got that crazy blinded thing again. I wonder... Let me move out of the blindness. Move back in it. Yeah, nope, it says I'm blinded.
A fine stroke.
I don't know, I'll have to look into that and see if I can find out why. Okay, now I do not want to step out there. I'm pretty sure if I step forward... Yeah, can't hit him there. Pretty sure if I step forward, I'm going to run into the hunger. So...
Solasta, Evo.
Well done.
So now let's get rid of the hunger. Get rid of the darkness. and do some looting. So acid and some serpentinite. And let's take a short rest. Need to get key points back. Need to get my health back here. Okay. And here we get a magnificent shield. So we're gonna loot this. There it is. Okay, and this is the bright wall. So this is a static drop. You're gonna get it every time. So the bright wall was +1 to armor class, so it's basically a shield +1. You can cast light at will and cast daylight once every day. Okay, so the cog of Co is giving me charisma +2, which I like. But here it's just a shield +1. So wait a minute. Armor effects +3, armor effects is +2. Because a shield is normally +2. Let me see what happens here. Yeah, I'm down to 23. It's interesting. I'm wondering why a shield... Let me look at something here. Yeah, because shields are normally +2 to armor class. But these other... But the cog here gives me a +1 to armor class, but it says the armor effect is +2, which is what a normal shield should be. But for some reason, the bright wall has an armor effect of +2 to armor class, even though it's got a +1 to AC item property. I think that's wrong. I think this should be +3 to armor effects. Should be +2 from the fact it's a shield, and then the item property gives it a +1 to armor class. So I'd be dropping another point of AC off of that to gain the ability to cast daylight. So I think I'll hold off on that for now, because what I'll do when I attune it is I'll get rid of the Gauntlets of Ogre Power. I'm using my charisma to hit anyway. You can see my damage bonus and my to hit bonus are based upon my charisma, not my strength. This is just helping with carry weight, with encumbrance. So I could drop those off and add the shield in. And for this fight, I'm going to reattune the cloak and get rid of the gauntlets. There's a reason for that. And I think that's it. Still has it. Still has it. Still has it. Okay, good. Okay. So now we end the id portion. Okay. now we're into the ego. Or actually, no, I take that back. This is the end of the id. Okay, and we've got a green dragon here. It's marked as not hostile, but green dragons do poison damage. So that's why we want to make sure that we have all of our rings of poison resistance on.
So the thieves come to meet their doom.
There are no thieves here.
Do you deny helping yourselves to the riches outside this room?
We were looking for clues, and then we were attacked by some constructs that really wanted to kill us.
Ha! The constructs wouldn't have attacked if you had just looked.
Had to make sure they weren't fake.
We didn't even have a chance to put them back.
You stole! Otherwise, there would have been no fight. And there is only one punishment for theft. Death.
Now, even though the dragon is angry at you because you stole, quote unquote, not looting that chest back there would have no effect on this. So, that doesn't have anything to do with it. We want to use a cantrip here.
Arcana Evo
Quickest victory against a green dragon you're ever going to find.
This is my kind of fight.
Well, I can relate to that, but I also wonder,
Wonder about what?
why all of this? Why the traps? Why the fights?
Not to forget the how.
This gem fragment resonates with the crown, but
Apparently the gem was split to protect it, maybe?
that would explain the traps and monsters.
It's one way to make sure this gem is safe.
But what does it mean?
That another master survived the cataclysm. Someone who doesn't like visitors.
Okay, and now we have two piles of gold here. One that we can interact with and one that we can take.
The gold just vanished in my hands.
There's a whole bunch of fake stuff happening here. And there's nothing else that happens here at the beast. And you can see we've looted everything. So the ego, or the id, is now coming to an end. And now we're moving into one of my favorite spots in the game. The ego.
What was that? Where are we?
You had to touch it. Find us a way back.
Friends, we'll have to think this through. We're a team.
And watch where you put your hands in the future.
Don't you loot everything you find?
I'm not a scavenger, mind you.
Stop it.
Okay, so it kind of reminds you of something from Baldur's Gate 3, right? So it's got that same type of look to it, but yeah, it's a really cool looking area here. Okay, and now you get to the puzzle section here. Now, the way this works is that you have three blue platforms that are on 3 sides, not on the 4th. You have 3 yellow platforms that are on 3 sides, not on the 4th, and you have an orange platform. You see there are buttons, and there are 4 buttons on every set of colored platforms. So there are 4 here. There are 2 more here, none here, and 2 more here. So you can see if you want to trigger them, you stand on all 4 buttons on a particular color. Okay? And if we look at our map here, the cube of light we're going to get to here in a second. This is the pathway we're going to go around, is over here. But we need to get these two chests here. Okay, so there's one here. And there's one all the way up here. And to do that, we need to work our way through the puzzle here. So I'm going to show you the steps to do it. So for this, and again, flight in here's a little broken. So I'm going to dismiss my demonic wings power. You don't need any special strength or anything. You can just jump across all these. Okay. And now we need to step on these
I just felt something.
all at the same time.
Well, this tile does look a little different. Spread out, look for similar tiles.
What's in it for me?
A way out, unless you have a better idea.
Okay, so Rudi will move on to this one. Sharon will move here. And M will move here. You can see that rotates the yellow platforms
The platform
one
shifted.
time.
True, but we're not out of this labyrinth yet.
True. We've made progress, though. Let's keep going. Let's spread out and explore.
Okay, now we're trying to get up here, and that means that we need to rotate these again, and they need to be facing the north, the west, and the south. Okay, because we're going to get up to here and get that one first. Now to move them again, you just take one of your characters, move it off, and move it back on. And they'll move again. So you hit it 3 times. Now for this one, there's nothing special. Anybody can collect this chest. Okay, and here you're going to get an encrypted spellbook and a mithril stone. Okay, now I'm going to leave here and here. Here and here. Okay. Okay, so now we need to move everybody onto these, onto the blues. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. And now this rotated again, but that is not the way that we want it to go. So now all those are facing downward. There's nowhere to step here. There's no buttons. But now here we have a new set of 4 buttons. 2 down here and 2 up top. so now we can step here, 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 and here. And now the blues rotate, but they rotate vertically, not horizontally. Because you're wondering how we're going to get this space covered up. Well, now we know how we're going to do it. And there we go. Okay. And now we need to get this gap closed back up again. And to do that, we're going to have to rotate the center platform again back where it was when it started. Okay, there we go. Now, for this one, I'm going to bring Sharon over here. But for this one, you need to have your thief.
There's a trap.
Okay, so I'm going to drop a save here. Okay, we got a plus 14 on our rolls here. So I don't think we can fail this. Now we need to unlock it. Well, we can fail it on a 1, on that 1. And here we're going to have an acacia staff. So we'll hop over here real quick. We'll open up our inventory. We'll find the staff. Oh, yeah, it's here. Identify it. You have the Staff of Metis. Again, a static drop. So the Staff of Metis grants you +2 to intelligence, up to 20, which is nice. Elemental resistance. You can cast it once per day. It grants elemental resistance or resistance to any of cold, fire, or lightning damage. And it's just a regular staff. So the wand is my spell focus. Let me see. Okay. So yeah, I can still use it. I need to attune to it, and I can get rid of the headband of intellect. Right now my intelligence is set to 19. I don't really use intelligence for a whole lot, but this would get me 2 intelligence back off of that. It's not going to get me up to that same 19 level, I don't think, so I think I dumped intelligence here. So yeah. So I don't have a +4 on my intelligence saving throws anymore. But I do have elemental resistance once per day now. So now here... there is... I'm trying to remember what it is. I think it's... Arcana. So Rudi's +5. He's +7. So Sharon should be doing this, but I don't think Sharon... I'm gonna cover up that save. Okay, and I'm gonna cast this. I'm gonna cast it on Rudi and see. I think Rudi gets this check.
Interesting light, that. Very bright.
Wonder what it's about.
Yeah, it was Rudi that got it.
How fascinating. A new wonder to behold.
Only one way to find out. Come on.
Not so fast. It might be another of them traps, which make me really nervous.
Today is Messiah's birthday.
Marike's will be done.
Okay, so all that, it doesn't get you anything. All it gets you is a an additional dialogue there. So the Cube of Light. Now it's armor class 17, 144. Oh, this might be what happens. Did it add the Cube of Light to my bestiary? No, it didn't. It just allows me to see everything about it. Okay. So the Cube of Light doesn't move during this fight from what I can tell. It says it has movement, that it can fly, but I've never seen it move throughout this entire fight, and that is why I wanted to make sure I had the silent spell somewhere. I've got 2 people that can do it, one that can cast it from a scroll on my warlock, and one that can cast it just as a spell here. So the initiative order here is going to be critical to try and get silence dropped on top of the cube. There's no point in sneaking around here. It's going to perceive you. As soon as you drop onto the platform, things are going to go hostile. And I rolled horribly. Okay, look at that. I roll. Look at my initiative rolls. It rolled a 19. I don't think I rolled above a 4. Good thing I've got counterspell. Or else that could have been really, really bad. Yeah, okay, so I rolled 113, but he rolled a 19. Wow, look at that. 2, 3, and 4 on my initiative rolls. Wow. Okay, the Cube of Light has some really bad spells. A bunch of AoE spells, a bunch of really high-powered, debilitating spells, but Ice Storm, Fireball, Lightning Bolt, Cone of Cold, all that sort of stuff, mainly evocation spells, it's ready to drop on you. So I'm going to move out here. I'm going to give everybody advantage by moving into different positions here. And I'm definitely going to Divine Smite here.
Well struck.
Okay. So for me, I'm going to move back here. Since I'm not going to be attacking it. Otherwise, I would move here. I would have moved here and given myself advantage on the attack roll. But since I'm not going to be attacking that way, and I'm going to be casting Silence. And what I would really like to do is cast it there, I think. Actually, let's see if I can... Yeah. That, I think I would like better. That leaves the corner spot here open. Okay. So I can move into the silence with M. Now this thing has crappy Constitution saving throws. Perfect. Now it's stunned. Yep. And I'm getting advantage on these attack rolls because it's now flanked.
Take that.
Okay, now here I should have enough movement to get there. I do.
Solasta, Encho, Manor.
44, that's too much, I think, for a kill.
Solasta, Evo, Mummies. You like it?
Okay, and I'm gonna move right up here next to it. Now, if it does decide to try and move out of the silence, it's going to provoke attacks of opportunity. I've never seen it move, though. Yeah. So, it took damage from the Curse of Time, 2 points, and it was silenced. But it's still stunned, isn't it? Yeah, it's still stunned. So now we should be able to finish it. But if you weren't able to get it stunned, or you don't have a monk or something like that in your party, and by the way, monk's OP, you definitely want to drop silence on this and surround it so that if it does perchance move, you'll be able to get attacks of opportunity that maybe if you did enough damage your first round, you can kill it with your attacks of opportunity before it moves out of the silence. But this should end things.
coming.
Okay, so now we're going to drop silence. And it dropped the gem again. And this is going to take us into the last portion of this dungeon, and that's the Superego.
Where are we landing this time?
Okay, now here you're going to have access to a long rest. So let's kind of move up here. And again, not entirely sure why, but some of the fly stuff in here is still broken. So demonic wings, I don't think I can fly over here. Yeah. For some reason, the fly just doesn't work right.
You're not too rusty.
There's something wrong with this place.
Okay, and we're gonna have one more fight today.
Reminds me of something, not you.
And here we have an object on the pedestal. We're gonna look at that here in a second.
Our sword. What a sight. Unbelievable.
A classical Manor manor. What a wonderful sight.
Guys, I moved 2 steps back and, well, it's gone.
What's gone?
This manor. Something weird is going on.
Story of my life.
Weird gets us money and fame.
Okay, now you should recognize this manor with a big platform out in front because we've seen this before. It's just the manor that we saw was completely demolished and it was all in darkness and there were undead everywhere.
Good day to you. My name is Eldorath Smoothtongue, the Master's housekeeper. Welcome. Please come with me.
Clear skies to you. Where are you taking us?
To the Master, of course.
And who would that be?
That is not for me to say. All will be made plain in good time. I am at your disposal. Please enjoy our hospitality, but please don't abuse it.
Someone abused your hospitality in the past.
Yes. Believe it or not, some creatures can be insufferably rude.
Alas, the world is full of bad manners.
Quite so. Not, of course, that I thought for a second that you would be capable of such discourtesy.
Of course not. And yet, customs being different everywhere, might I ask what would be considered rude here?
Well, my expectations don't exceed those of the Imperial Court.
So, don't piss in the potted plants then.
Preferably not. Not that it would be the first time.
Yeah.
Really?
I've seen worse, I'm sorry to say. We have not seen guests of your quality for some time.
Some time? How long exactly?
Well, it must be... Forgive me. The date eludes me for the moment.
Do you remember some prominent guest?
You were there, Master Casenax.
Me?
I remember it distinctly, though your form was somewhat different. But now please follow me. One mustn't keep the Master waiting.
Okay, and here's the manor. We're going to end up going that way, but the door's open right now. Okay, but with the door open, you can't take it. Okay. What this is a tome of all things. Okay. It sets all of your ability scores to 20 when you equip it. However, you can't take it with you, as if you remove it from the pedestal, it locks that door. And when that door is open, you cannot pick this thing up at all. Okay? So that's what I wanted to illustrate, is I can't take it. Okay, so... We'll just quickly reload here. Before we go up there, we'll click to use this object again. Okay, that's going to take the Tome of All Things, and now this door up here is locked. You can't get through it, which means that you cannot leave this area with it. But you don't necessarily need to leave the area with it to get a use out of it. While you're carrying the Tome of All Things in your utility slot, all of your ability scores equal 20. Okay, so I can't carry it here. That's my spell focus. Okay, I can get rid of the healing remedy here. And watch the ability scores here. Every single one of them goes to 20. And that can be helpful, because we do have one more fight that we're going to do today. Why am I not able to move up? Weird. Oh, that's because I don't have my demonic wings on. Forgot I turned them off. Okay, so we're gonna ready an attack here. Where's the other one? There. Okay, so I think I'll move up here. Should trigger a ready action. We got plenty of smites left. Left with 1 hit point. Earth elementals can't move that fast. So I should get another turn without them, and I will. Okay, so does the Spectral Avenger have Curse of Time? No. Okay, so let's move here. Flurry of Blows. Get an offhand here.
I win again.
Rest of the damage here.
You'll die like the rest.
Okay, and then we'll move him back. One here. It doesn't matter.
And the winner is me.
Okay, so we will ready a melee attack here. Let's knock them both back again. Maybe this one off the dash. Okay, that one didn't have to dash. We'll definitely smite. Drop a level 2. And he has to dash. Good. Repelling Blast is great. Well, let's move to this side. Focus down the... Actually, what I should do... See if we can stun this one. There we go. Nice. Now we'll move here. Get the rest of the damage on this one.
You have them now.
Move him back. Or can we target? hopefully... Actually, that's too much. I won't be able to get a kill here. Oh, I did. She rolled high.
Ah, that must have hurt.
Yeah, she did. She rolled 4s. Yeah. She rolled an 8. She only rolled a 1 on the second one. But yeah, she rolled well. Because now here... Definitely gonna drop a smite. Oh, wait a minute. I should have done Thunderous Smite.
Viribe.
I shouldn't be doing Divine Smites here.
Perhaps.
Because an Earth Elemental is a stone object, and Thunderous Smite, I believe, does higher damage to those. I just don't see them often enough.
Again! Harder!
Actually, I want to check that out. Okay, no it doesn't. Thought it dealt more damage to non-organic things, but I guess I was wrong. Okay, I'm sure we're a few minutes late. I don't think y'all mind though, do you? Okay, and there's nothing out here. Nothing to explore out here around the map. You will get another dialogue option over on the other side. Which we can go look at.
The lake shouldn't be dried up with such a flow coming from the river.
Okay, so we can go up here and we'll walk up to the door and you'll see what I mean.
Einar's sword. What a sight. Unbelievable.
A classical Manor manor. What a wonderful sight.
Guys, I moved 2 steps back and, well, it's gone.
What's gone?
This manor. Something weird is going on.
Story of my life.
Weird gets us money and fame.
Okay, so if we move up here.
Good day to you. My name is Eldorath Smoothtongue, the Master's housekeeper. I see you have purloined some of my Master's property. Might I suggest you put those trinkets back to where they belong?
So now the door does not open. So now you need to go drop the tome back here. So that illustrates both ways here of what you can do, but you can utilize it for one fight. And you might as well, there's no reason not to. And we'll go up here and we'll just skip through this conversation since we've already had it.
Welcome. Please come with me
Clear skies to you.
to the Master of...
And who would that?
That is not... I am at pleased.
Someone of...
Yes, insufferable.
Alas.
Quite so. That you...
Of course, might.
Well,
So,
preferably.
Really?
I've seen... We have not...
sometime.
Well,
Do you?
you were there.
Me?
But now...
Okay, and that's going to give us a great spot to end the stream for today. So next week, we're going to come back here. We're going to finish up the Manor, which is the last part of the Superego thing here. There are some side quests. They're not really side quests, though. They're just little things you can do, but the game calls them side quests. And then we're going to get into the main fight. And the main fight is sporty, and there's a trick to it. It reminds me a little bit of the fight in the House of Hope, where you have the pillars you have to kill when you're fighting Raphael. It reminds me a little bit of that, and it's something that we're going to have to deal with very, very carefully when we do it. It's going to be one of the first real fights where we're going to have to focus in and look at different ways of doing things, possibly. Because, yeah, it's going to get a little sporty. But we will deal with that next week, and then once we're done here with this stone, we're going to head back to Caer Kipling, and we'll have 2 additional side quests to do that will lead us to different locations. And once that's done, we will be well on the road to finishing up the first campaign here and get ready to move into the DLCs. So, as always, thank you all for being here. My community is great, and the support you've given me while I'm going through recovery here and while I was gone in the hospital, I can't thank you all enough for that. So again, as I always say, without your support, none of this would be possible. This is Commander Joval saying until next time, fare thee well.